Joining us now on the News at 10 from our Abuja studios is the Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Dr. Garba Abari. I want to thank you so much indeed, Doctor, for joining us on the News at 10. Ahead of the general elections, though, it's a critical concern, voter apathy. Let's talk a little bit more about that. Are you concerned that we just may record high levels of that?
Thank you very much, Gimba. Yes, every person should be concerned about the prospects of voter apathy. Generally, I think the country has not done very badly in terms of voter turnout if you look at the global trends, which is within the ambit of 35 to 40, 45% of the total registered voters coming out to vote. Now, there is actually a direct link between the kind of leadership that emerges from our elections and the role of the voter who must see that to vote is a civic duty and a civic responsibility, and that if he stays away or if she stays away from coming out to exercise this civic responsibility, at the end of the day, we end up with the kind of leadership that we cannot hold to account. We end up with a kind of leadership that does not actually deliver, and at the end of it all, it is a nation that suffers. So much as voter apathy is something that we are all concerned about, we will just not sit down and, in exasperation without addressing it. It is again this background that the National Orientation Agency is embarking on this sensitization to bring out the voters. But I'd like to also say that beyond what the NOA will do is what political parties themselves must also do. Unfortunately, our political parties are not doing this. Many voters have to be sensitized, votes have to become vouched for, people must have to be made aware as to why they should vote for candidate A or for candidate B. If political parties are not doing this, then definitely it is so much actually a failure on their part, and it is civil society and the government agencies that are now doing this.
Okay,
you can see the advice from INEC.
Let's take a. What about what you are doing, considering that INEC just released its guidelines with respect to how voters will vote on that day? 7 steps we saw in those guidelines. But what exactly is the NOA doing in regards to helping people through this process?
Thank you very much. Exactly, we are working in partnership, hand in hand with the Independent National Electoral Commission. Barely 2 days ago, I was in Owerri to start the nationwide voter sensitization on how to vote and to vote right. But this is one thing that is going to be a challenge. You will agree with me. This is the first time that we are going to have about 91 political parties coming into the electoral contest. In some states, there are as many as 70, 71, 72 political parties that are throwing up candidates for gubernatorial elections. This therefore gives you an idea of how large and how long the ballot paper will look like. Even at a time when the ballot paper used to be much smaller and slimmer, we have had incidences of people not voting correctly. So we are doing this. We have gotten a dummy of what the ballot paper will look like, and that is what the National Orientation Agency voter education campaign is actually emphasizing. For the people to know how to vote, how to handle such a very likely big ballot paper, and also how to differentiate even the political parties.